So you want to start selling on Amazon using the FBA model maybe in the year 2021. This is the video that you need to watch. We're gonna go through all the necessary steps for you to start selling on Amazon in any marketplace that you want, but mainly in the UAE and KSA. Let's get started. So you're thinking of setting up your business on Amazon and possibly start selling some products on Amazon in any marketplace in the year 2021. But you're not really sure about how the Amazon business model works. That's why you need to watch this video, because this is going to be the guide that takes you from zero to actually selling on Amazon and all the steps in between, so you can understand what the business model is all about. If this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal. I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society. We are a business agency. We help entrepreneurs and businesses sell successfully on Amazon, primarily in the Middle East. If you want to learn a little bit more about how you can become a member or our business services, just check our website. You'll find the link in the description box below. Additionally, if you want to win a 1-hour Zoom call with me where we talk about Amazon and I answer all your questions, all you need to do is like this video and make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below, and check our Instagram account, Amazon Sellers Society, so you know if you won or not. Let's get started with the actual things that we're going to be talking about in this video. Number one, we're going to be talking about FBM versus FBA. We're going to be talking about all the Amazon business models and selling models, how to find a product, what are the softwares that you need, how you find suppliers and how you order samples. What about shipping? How you bulk ship from overseas all the way to the Amazon warehouse in whatever marketplace you're selling in. And most importantly, and finally, we're going to be talking about quality listings and how to create those fantastic listings and why they are important and all the steps in between. Let's get started with FBM versus FBA. So FBM is a type of selling model. We're going to talk about the selling model a little bit more in depth, but FBA is fulfillment by Amazon, which means you decide what product you want to sell on the Amazon platform, you list it, you add it to the Amazon catalog, and you send that product over to the Amazon fulfillment center in whichever country you are selling in. And now when a customer purchases your product from the website, Amazon are the ones who are responsible for picking, packing, shipping that product and taking care of customer service. So essentially they're taking care of all the logistics, and all you are really doing is sending over the product to the warehouse. FBA also allows you, does have a few perks. It allows you to have Prime shipping. So all Prime members can purchase your products and they don't pay additional shipping fees. You can be able to provide 1 to 2 day shipping, which is something that a lot of people like. And you're also eligible as a seller to enter into most of the discounts and events that Amazon have every single month, which helps you sell a little bit more than other sellers who are not doing the FBA program. If you want a passive business, if you want a business where you focus on the marketing and advertising part of the business and you focus on your product and not on the logistics of how you send it to the customer, then this is the business model, or that's the business model that you need to choose. The other option is FBM, or fulfillment by merchant. You are the merchant, so you are the one who is responsible to send over the products to the customer. It is cheaper because you're not paying the FBA fees. And in some marketplaces like the UAE and KSA, Amazon do have a program called Easy Ship, whereby Amazon logistics partners, companies, courier companies that do work with Amazon, come and pick up the product from your address and they send it over to the customer. But even if that happens, that does not mean that the customer will receive the product in 1 to 2 days. It normally takes a little bit longer, depending on the season and the time and how busy everybody is. And you're the one who is doing all the logistics, so it does take a little bit time, and it's necessarily not no longer is it a passive income. It's basically a business where you're focusing more or less on the shipping and packing and all of that of the product. So you have to choose which one is best for you. But 90% of the sellers, especially when they start making a lot of money and especially when they're selling a lot of units on Amazon, opt for FBA because it's faster and additionally because it's better for the customer in the end. Let's talk about the selling models or the business models. Let's call them the selling models because that would be easier. Let's talk about the selling models. So you can decide to sell as a wholesaler, meaning you find a product that is already in the Amazon catalog, that's already listed on Amazon. It can be a generic product with no brand, and you find the supplier of that product and you come and you list your offer under that particular listing. Or it could be a branded product and you go and you buy it from the actual distributor and you also list it under that particular listing. Or you can decide to do private label. I'm going to be primarily focusing on private label because private label is probably the most scalable type of business on Amazon, and it's the one that's going to provide you equity in the future because you're going to be able to scale that business. You're going to have full control over your listings, your products, and everything in between. And needless to say, it's also the one with the highest margins since you are 100% in control of your actual product. You find a product, a generic product that you like, there's a million manufacturers that do that particular product. You make the necessary changes that you want to make and you add your branding to that product. And then you start selling it on Amazon. And the great thing is you can actually create a whole brand around it. Like for example, Anchor, which I'm sure most of you have seen this product before on Amazon. It's a native Amazon brand, meaning it started on Amazon. Anchor started in 2011 by an ex-Google employee, and they have exploded, and now they're almost a $1 billion in revenue per year company in the year 2020. So you can do something like that whereby you're able to dominate one particular category, or you can, diversify and sell in every single category, but you sell it under your own brand or one single brand just to provide better brand equity for your products. Let's jump on the computer where I can show you exactly how private labeling works on Amazon and where I can show you the different options, and then we'll move on to how to find suppliers and sourcing those particular products. So as you can see here, I went into Amazon and I typed in the keyword or the search term yoga mat. And here I have so many products. All of them are a little bit different, but all of them are under the idea of private label, meaning they are branded. So you can see so many different brands, all of them selling a yoga mat. Some of them are generic and they're not being branded, and some of them are actually an Amazon brand. And you can see some sellers have opted to, for example, have their logo on the actual mat. Others have decided to print their logo. Some of them have decided to print on the actual strap. So there are a lot of options for you to choose from, and for you to decide which is the best way for you to go. And that's the idea of private label. Now, what you want is you want to be, when you decide to sell a product, you want to obviously be on the first page, because when your products are on the first page, that's when you're going to start seeing sales. Products that are organically, meaning without any ads, already on the first page, like this one and like this one, all of these products that don't have the word sponsored next to them and they are organically on the first page, obviously they are making a lot of sales versus products that are on the 5th, 6th, or 7th page where people don't necessarily see them. Now, before we start talking about how we actually find these products, where do we source them, let's talk a little bit about how we choose a product. Yes, there are a lot of softwares that you can use, very well-known softwares, Jungle Scout, Helium 10, eGrow in the UAE and KSA. There are a lot of softwares that you can use. However, the issue with software is that most sellers look at only one number They look at the estimated monthly sales, and that's how they make their decision. And that's not the right way to go. Just because somebody is making 400, 500, 600 sales a month doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do the same thing. You need to further analyze the listings and the opportunity. Number one, you want to look at the main number that is data coming directly from Amazon, and that's the BSR, Best Sellers Rank. So for each and every product in the Amazon catalog, it's cataloged under a main category and other subcategories. We want to look at the main category, and we want to look at the ranking of that product in the main category. So products that have a BSR of number 1, for example, they're the number 1 best-selling products in the category sports and outdoor goods, like the yoga mat, for example. Other products that have 2,000 or 3,000 are the 2,000 or 3,000th best-selling product in that category. So that number is very important, and it's very important for you to monitor it because it's actually refreshed every single hour. So if you find a product that is now with a BSR number 1, you might look at it tomorrow and see that it dropped all the way down to 600 for some reason, because you didn't know they had like an outside advertising kind of they were doing social media ads or something that were pushing their sales, and now they stopped. Their sales naturally went down. So it's very important to follow the BSR and see how stable it is, to check on the particular products, at least 5 products in the particular category or niche that you want to sell in. You want to check and see what is the BSR of the top sellers. Is it stable? Does it go up and does it go down? Now, it depends on which marketplace you're selling in, but ideally in Amazon in the Middle East, you want anything above 500, meaning from 1 to 499. You want a product with a main category from 1 to 499 in BSR category, BSR ranking. And if you're selling in the US, you want anything between 1 is a little bit too competitive, but you want anything between 1 and all the way down to 2,000 or even 3,000, because it's a much bigger marketplace. So the most important thing is for you to check the BSR and also to make sure that it's stable. The second thing that you want to check are reviews, because in the end, you're going to be competing against the people that are selling very well in that particular category. So if they have huge amounts of reviews, like we're talking 3,000, 1,000, 500, even 200 reviews, you're not going to be able to compete with them very easily from the very get-go, because you're not going to have any reviews. Or maybe you're going to be able to get 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 reviews in the first month that you're selling. But reviews are really a tough thing to be able to get. That's why you need to make sure that when you're competing against other sellers and other listings, it's fair. It's a fair competition. And you do find a lot of listings on Amazon that have huge amounts of reviews, because sellers have been selling for a long time, and because that particular seller is focusing a lot on reviews, because they do make a very big difference. So you want to make sure that whoever you're competing against has a fair amount of reviews, and you can compete quite easily. And the third and final thing, well, there are a lot of things that you need to look out for, but one of the main key elements of you making a decision whether this is a good product or not is the price. By price, I mean selling price. You don't want to be selling something that's very cheap on Amazon, because Amazon do have fees. You can check out the video if you want to learn about the fees on Amazon UAE and Amazon KSA. I'll leave the videos in the description box below, or right here up here in the cards. So if you want to know what the fees are. But Amazon FBA fees start off at 5 dirhams in the UAE, for example, and the referral fee is going to be anywhere between 5 to 15%. So there are fees allocated with selling on Amazon, and that's why you don't want to be selling something that's very cheap, because you're not going to be making any money after Amazon takes out all their fees. So you need to make sure that the selling price is fair and you're able to make a profit, because in the end, that's why you're creating this business. Now let's talk about suppliers. The easiest way to find a supplier is to look on the #1 website for suppliers, and I'm talking about Alibaba. The best way, most Amazon sellers actually choose to get their products from Alibaba because they're able to get them at a low price, and they're able to differentiate the products quite easily, add their logos quite easily, and then sell them at a high price. That's how you're making money. Essentially, we're not inventing any products. We're just creating a product with a brand and a particular image, and then reselling it on Amazon at a retail high price, and that's how we're making our money. Let's look on Alibaba, and let's look at the ways which you can find a product. So I'm on the Alibaba.com website. All you need to do is type in the keyword of that particular product. But one thing I want to teach you is keywords on Alibaba are not necessarily the same like the keywords or the search terms on Amazon. That's why I try to use Alibaba's autocomplete service. Now, the product that I'm looking for is a yoga mat. It's quite a simple product. It's quite a simple, product, and there are not a lot of keywords for that product. However, whatever you're searching for on Alibaba, just use the Alibaba autocomplete, which means type in the first word and then wait for Alibaba to give you all the options. Like here, I typed in yoga M and I got yoga mat eco-friendly, yoga mat double T. So those are the actual keywords used on Alibaba. But I'm just gonna choose yoga mat. And on Alibaba, you'll find actual factories. These are the factories of the products. And these are the factories basically have the best price because they are the manufacturers of those products. And you are gonna find also trading companies. Trading companies sometimes are going to sell you the product a little bit more expensive at a higher price because they're buying it from the factory and they're the middleman. However, you get better service with a trading company because their staff are very well, speak English very well. They've got, much better customer service than a factory. So it depends on what you want, whether you want to work with a factory or a trading company, but at least you need to know who you're working with. So you look at the listings and you check the images, and if this is what you want and this is what you're looking for, you can go ahead and contact the supplier. You need to contact the supplier because the prices that you see right here are not exactly the final price. So you need to contact the supplier and ask them additional questions and possibly order a sample. You want to order a sample because one of the most important things to succeed on Amazon is to provide a good quality product. So how are you going to know if it is good quality if you don't at least order a sample? Samples are normally for free, but you do have to pay for shipping. Now, additionally, so you can contact the supplier right here through an email or you can call them. Now, additionally, there are a few things that you can know about the supplier in Alibaba itself. So here is the name of the supplier. It's a manufacturer and a trading company, where the country, where it's located, and you'll find that most suppliers are in China. How long has this supplier been on the Alibaba website? They've been for 3 years, which is good. 4.8 stars review and 3 diamonds, which is like their transaction level. Their response rate is 94%, which is good, and how many transactions they've done. And most importantly, that they are part of the trade assurance. The trade assurance is the way for you to go, whereby you're paying, you're doing the payment not directly to the supplier, but through the trade assurance portal, which is a kind of an escrow account, whereby you're protected in case anything happens, in case there's anything related to the quality of the product or a delay in manufacturing or anything like that. Additionally, you do want to speak to the supplier because you do also want to ask them anything related to shipping. So suppliers can help you with shipping those products over to the Amazon warehouse, wherever you sell, whether that be in the UAE, in KSA, or anywhere in the world. So you want to ask them, and you've got several options with shipping. So let's jump to shipping and how bulk shipping works. So when you're shipping your products, you have 2 options. You either ship via air, which is the airplane, or you ship via sea. Now, shipping by air is the preferred method because it's faster. However, unfortunately, it's much more expensive. And depending on the time of the year, sometimes it's very, very expensive. So if your product, if you're in the beginning, you're starting out, you're probably not going to be ordering a very big quantity. And if you're choosing a product that's small and lightweight, then you might want to just do air shipping. However, if you are ordering a bigger quantity and this is your second order and you're really invested in this product, you can look at sea shipping, which normally takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the products to arrive, depending on where you live, of course, but it's a much slower type of shipping. However, it's much cheaper. And that only means that you're gonna make more profit. And it's probably the way to go when you're ordering a bigger quantity, of course. Now, the important thing is there are a lot of ways to ship products. That's why you need to invest with working with a really good shipping company or a freight forwarder, whereby they take care of customs, they take care of, everything and anything that is related to shipping, and you can get your products directly shipped to the Amazon warehouse, wherever you are selling. That would only make your life easier because you don't want to go through customs and clearance and all of that. That becomes a really big headache because it's a very complicated system. So make sure whoever you're working with, whether your supplier's shipping company or a shipping company that you can easily find on Alibaba, make sure that they are doing everything on your behalf and that they're able to get the products directly over to the fulfillment center or Amazon's fulfillment center or another fulfillment center that you are working with directly from the very get-go. Now, going back to the supplier, of course, it goes without saying that you need to be talking to multiple suppliers and potentially multiple shipping companies, because you don't want to choose just the very first supplier that you find. You want to be able to get a really good price, because that's how you make money on Amazon. A very good quality product at a very low price, where you're able to sell that product at a very high price. So you want to make sure that you contact as many suppliers as possible and get as many options as possible, and contact at least 2-3 freight forwarders so you get several options, because the price and the cost is a very essential part of succeeding on Amazon. So you want to take the time in order to do that. Now, the last thing in the puzzle is the actual listing. That's a very important part of succeeding on Amazon, because the listing is, well, it's basically your storefront. So let's go back to looking at the yoga mat on Amazon. So as you can see here, I actually chose this particular listing because I think it's really good. The main image, which we call the hero image, is amazing. It's very clear, very crisp, beautiful colors. The product looks really good. Additionally, the other images, this is a very lifestyle type of product. That's why you can see that the images combine both the product being used and small information about the product itself. The image is very clear, very clean, not a lot of information and not a lot of text. It shouldn't replace the actual text, but at the same time, it gives me the actual key features of that product, and it makes me convert from a regular shopper to a customer. Again, more information about the actual product and the fact that it's a non-slip texture. Some more information about the plastic type, the product material that's being used, and all the other different options, and a lot of lifestyle images, which I really like, with the product being, some people call them lifestyle images, some people call them in action, which means the product is being used, and a comparison image, which I really like, where you're comparing your product against the competitors. It doesn't have to be a real competitor, but you can create a competitor whereby you're showcasing the fact that your product is better because of those particular key features. And also, additionally, some more lifestyle images where you can see how versatile this product is and how and where you can use it. Now, in the Amazon listing, you'll find that images are probably 99% the most important thing in the listing, because they have to be really good quality, because this is a visual platform and most people decide to purchase the product because the images look fantastic. That's how they connect to the product. They're not going to be able to connect to text. They're probably going to connect to the images and find that the product, enhances their quality of life. However, it's also very important to work on your copy, because a lot of people additionally make the decision when they do read the copy. Now, if you follow the actual Amazon system, you'll see that these bullet points, what we call bullet points, are actually called key features in Amazon. So these should be the key features of the product. Yes, they should give a lot of information. However, they are the most essential 5 things that you can say about your product. So they are bullet points and people love to read them, and you need to make sure that the way that you present them is very interesting to customers and makes sense in a fast and effective way. Now, when you first start selling on Amazon, you're going to add your logo to the product, but later on, you're going to want to invest in a trademark. And with that trademark, you can apply to brand registration, to Amazon brand registration. And that allows you to have what is known as EBC, or enhanced brand content, whereby you're able to add a video to your listing. This particular seller hasn't added a video, but video does make a very, very big difference, because it's additionally another visual way for people to see what the product looks like. And most importantly, you're able to have something like this in your product description, which looks very professional and makes it even better for people to choose the product. So you can create like a website type of system for you when you do have an EBC. But it's probably that's not going to be the first thing that you do when you start selling on Amazon, because trademarking does take a very long time, and it also does take quite a bit of an investment. So you want to make sure that when you do it, you're invested in the product 100%. But it does make a very big difference, because it showcases the brand to be high quality, good quality, really a really good brand. Now, additionally, if you can also see that Amazon doesn't make it easy for you, because inside of your listing, you'll see other sellers who have advertised, and they are targeting your particular listing. And you can see that people can easily compare between you, even if they are on your page, and other sellers as well. So that's why Amazon, you need to know from the very get-go, Amazon is very competitive, because even if you don't want to compete with anybody, you're essentially in competition with everybody. So you need to be ready for the competition, and you need to make sure that your listing stands out from everybody else's so that you can win. Now, you might ask yourself, do people still want to buy online in the year 2021? The answer is yes. E-commerce sales, as you can see, e-commerce has it's estimated to get to 22% of global retail sales in the year 2023. So 22% is a very small number out of the possibilities of where we're about to get. So it's only getting started. And yes, now is the time for you to start selling online, whether you choose to do it on the #1 platform in the world, Amazon, or you choose to do it on your own website. Make sure that you focus on the product, you focus on the brand, and you're able to leverage that, and probably later on be as big as Anchor. Who knows? I'll see you in another video with more information. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Bye.